Hey, what's up everyone? Mac Murdoch here with OPT, and today we're going to be talking about galaxy season and going over the top 5 telescopes that we recommend for it. I'm going to be going over some great suggestions for telescopes and point out why they're useful and some fun stuff that you should know. So first, what is galaxy season? Galaxy season is when we're looking out into our universe, away from the center of our galaxy, allowing us to see tons of distant galaxies out there. Galaxy season goes from about mid-March to late May. Unfortunately, there aren't very many nebulas that come high enough in the sky, but if you stay up late enough to watch the Milky Way rise, you can start picking. So let's go over some of the basics. There are 4 major components that you need to do astrophotography in galaxy season. You need a good mount, a camera, a telescope or long focal length lens, and finally, you need to smash that like button. Before you get started, hover your mouse over the thumbs up and just give it a click. The mount will be one of the most important parts, not just of galaxy season, but of your astrophotography journey. The mount is the heart of your rig, and without a quality one, you're gonna have a hard time capturing faint galaxies. I'm not gonna get into a big list of mounts right now because the only thing that you need to know as far as this video goes is that you want an equatorial mount and not an alt-az mount if you're doing astrophotography. You can use an alt-az mount, but you are very limited to as far as exposure time, and it creates problems down the road in editing due to field rotations. And I'll cover that later on in this video. So pick yourself up an EQ mount if you don't already have one, and check out our video right here on our EQ6R Pro and why it's the perfect mount for anybody from beginner to expert. So before we get into my top recommended ones, I want you all to know that you can still have a lot of fun in galaxy season with a shorter focal length. Watch to the end of this video and I'll show you some examples of galaxies shot at 480 millimeters and 275 millimeters. The first telescope on our list is the Celestron Edge HD series. The Celestron Edge HD series comes in 4 telescopes: an 8-inch at 2032 millimeters of focal length, a 9¼ at 2350 millimeters of focal length, an 11-inch at 2,800 millimeters of focal length, and a 14-inch at a whopping 3,916 millimeters of focal length. And all 4 of them are either f10 or f11. Most galaxies are tiny, and these long focal lengths really help give that extra reach. For the same reasons that they are great at galaxy season, they are also perfect for planetary as well. Getting up close and personal with your favorite planets and really capturing the details. Same thing can be said about the craters on the moon, or even if you want to zone in on a specific feature of your favorite nebula. Another great thing about the Celestron Edge series is that they are ultra versatile. If you find f10 to be a little too slow and you want a little bit more of a field of view, you can always put on a 0.7 reducer on any Edge HD. In case that wasn't enough, you can modify it with a Hyperstar attachment, which allows you to take off your secondary mirror and replace it with a camera. This takes your f ratio and focal length down. For example, your 3,916 millimeter f11 Edge 14-inch becomes a 675 millimeter f1.9. Here's some amazing images taken by Trevor from Astro Backyard and Jason from the Vast Reaches taken on the Celestron Edge. Speaking of which, let me cut in here really quick and let you know that we made a video talking about the best galaxy season targets, their locations, their focal length suggestions, and a lot more. So if you guys want to check that out, click the link right over here. Second on the list, we have one of my personal favorites that I use myself, my Explore Scientific 127 triplet refractor. Refractors can be easy telescopes to use due to its plug-and-play nature, and there's no collimation required like you do with telescopes that have mirrors. The Explore Scientific 127 has 952 millimeters of focal length, which is great for a huge array of targets and enough to keep you busy all season long. Its f7.5 f ratio and its 127 millimeters of aperture makes it for a pretty fast refractor. Here's some images that I've taken of my favorite galaxies on the Explore Scientific 127. Our next telescope is the Celestron Nextstar series. Its different sizes are the 4SE at 1,325 millimeters of focal length at f13, the 5SE at 1,250 millimeters, but at f10, making it a slightly faster scope. The 6SE, which has 1,500 millimeters of focal length at f10, and finally the 8SE, which has a big 8-inch aperture at a focal length of 2,032 millimeters at f10. These scopes are very popular for beginners, for they come with an alt-az mount and a hand controller, allowing you to jump from whatever target you want with the right alignment and its go-to feature. What makes this telescope a favorite is that it's portable, easy to use and set up, comes with a mount, and is relatively cheaper than many other telescope bundles out there. That being said, there is a major drawback. The alt-az mount that it comes with is great for visual, but not deep sky astrophotography. Like mentioned earlier in this video, you can use it for astrophotography, but you are very limited. The reason is because alt-az mounts move in up, down, left, and right movements, with the scope always staying in the same orientation. Unfortunately for alt-az mounts, that's not how our sky moves. Deep space targets move equatorially throughout the sky, and the targets rotate as it moves from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. and so on. Equatorial mounts fix this issue by keeping your object in the same orientation and moving in the same direction. There are two fixes for this. Option 1 is to get the Celestron wedge, which turns your alt-az mount into an equatorial mount. Or option 2, which we highly recommend, get yourself an equatorial mount. Check out this incredible shot that I got of the like button galaxy using the 8SE and the EQ6R Pro. Wow! If you think that this shot is epic and deserves an APOD award, just tap that wonderful looking like button. If you're looking for an amazing budget Newtonian telescope with great quality that's amazing for lunar, planetary, and galaxy season, the TPO Newt series is a great option. Giving you an f4 focal ratio with a focal length of 800 to 1200 millimeters gives you a lot of depth and light on your target. Make sure that if you pick up this telescope that you grab yourself a laser collimator to make sure that all your mirrors are in tune, to make sure that you have the best image that you can have. Up next, I can't forget about visual astronomers and those who wish to just view the targets with their own eyes. Sometimes bringing out a Dubsonian, leaving all the rest of the high-tech camera gear and mount to just sit, view, and enjoy the universe is the most relaxing thing in the world. Dubs are also perfect for sharing the view with friends and family. We would recommend just about any Dubsonian, but the ones with an 8-inch aperture or larger are particularly great for resolving galaxies. The Skywatcher 14-inch has a hand controller that allows you to program in your favorite targets, helping you find where you are in the sky and where you want to go. Now, like I said in the beginning, galaxy season can be enjoyed by so many different telescopes at different focal lengths. For example, I started off deep space astrophotography myself during galaxy season with a 480mm scope, the Explore Scientific ED80. Here are my very first galaxies I ever shot. And to zoom out even more, here's Brian Fulda with his image taken on the Radian Raptor at 275mm of the Markarian's chain. Anyways, that about wraps it up. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and learned something fun. And by the way, every scope mentioned in this video is listed in the description below. If there are any telescopes that you recommend to people out there, leave it in the comments below to help one another learn and grow with different suggestions. As always, if you enjoyed this video and want to support the channel, please like and subscribe. My name is Mac Murdoch here with OPT, and thanks for watching. Clear skies.